Courtney Bjorlin. I'm here in the ASUG News Studio, and I'm joined by Meer Hussain. One of the big topics this year at SAP TechEd, really a difference from years past, is the precedence that's placed on security this year. And here to talk to us a little bit about security as it relates to a very important topic, mobile device policy. Meer, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Courtney.
So let's talk a little bit about what you're seeing at your client sites in terms of what are the major questions coming up around mobile security and the risks that companies are trying to prevent.
Absolutely. So I think I would like to answer that question in a couple of parts. So a couple of things which our clients are really asking us as they deploy the mobile solutions and the mobile applications is first around how do we securely deploy these applications on various devices, right? And secondly, the topic comes around the mobile device management. So as you know, as corporations roll out the mobility solutions, it's not just about the corporate devices issued, but it's also bring your own device. So that adds another layer of complexity in terms of security and compliance and data privacy, right? And talking about data privacy I think is the biggest question which we get. Not so much just around data privacy itself, but all the related topics which go around it in terms of how do you really secure the data, is your data safe as you deploy it on these applications over various carrier networks. So those, in my mind, are the top three questions we get. How do you securely deploy these apps? How do you do effective mobile device management? And how do you really secure the data in these applications?
I want to bring it back to BYOD for a moment. Are companies really still at a point where they're saying, should we standardize on a device, or should we let everyone bring their own? What would you say there?
I would say usually companies take a risk-based approach to this, and it all depends on the corporation's risk appetite, right? So if you are a company who is multinational, very customer-faced, and your sales force needs those tools and flexibility and to have these mobile apps on the go. For those corporations, it's not uncommon to see the BYOD or bring your own device, because you want to give your workforce the flexibility, right? But at the same time, if you're a company or an organization who is into a lot of regulations and you operate in in a much more tightly regulated environment, and in those scenarios, you would rather what we have usually seen is companies usually restrict themselves to more of corporate devices and not so much BYOD. But it's a mix, you know.
Okay.
It depends.
Very interesting. So let's bring it back to data privacy and data security. Now, you've been working with Fiori applications at one of your client sites for well over a year now. It's a very big topic of interest at this particular show. Is there anything that sets Fiori apart in terms of security from other mobile applications, or talk to me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So the security around Fiori and mobile devices in general, it's in a couple of layers, because you have the security at the application level, which is in the Fiori mobile applications itself. But so SAP Fiori does offer you a robust security architecture to secure the applications. Within the application, it's all role-based access control. So people or employees really see what they need to see. But beyond just application security, you need to really take a step back and understand from an overall IT security risk management perspective, what are the different layers of security we really need to enforce, right? One is on the application layer, but then it's all about protecting the data also. So once the data is in the device, how do you really protect it, right? Because of the combination of bring your own device versus corporate devices.
Right.
So there is a layer of complexity right there. But then once the data is secured in the application, then there is whole transmission from the device to your backend network, and the whole communication channel also needs to be secured. And that's where a lot of the leading edge mobile device management and app tunneling products like Mokana, AirWatch, all these products come into play. So in short, to answer, it's in a couple of layers. You secure the application, you secure the tunnel, and you top it off with a good data management strategy, which clearly demarcates between sensitive data and non-sensitive data.
Okay. It's so important. I mean, balancing the needs of the workers to be flexible and securing these devices is paramount. Now let's close out by talking about what are your 3 tips for really forming a mobile device security framework?
I would say at Deloitte, what we typically advise our clients is to deploy a security framework, which we call it as secure, resilient, and secure, vigilant, and resilient, right? So it's all about securing the product and the data itself, but then it's also about how do you effectively monitor the solution, right? Because once your end users start using the applications and the data on the device, how do you monitor it? And then at the same time, are you resilient enough? Or in other words, do you have enough backup in place if the whole device gets stolen? Is there a remote wipe capability? So to sum it up, the three facets in a complete security solution is being secured, being vigilant, and being resilient. Right?
Being secure, being vigilant, and being vigilant.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you
Got
so
it.
much, Meer.
Thank you
This
so
was
much.
Great.
Yeah.
For more customer content, please turn to asug.com and asugnews.com. And thank you for watching.
Thank you, Courtney.
That's great.
Yeah, I know.